An 8-year legal fight over racial discrimination by New York City in a proposed Brooklyn development is expected to be settled on Monday, after community groups and the administration of Mayor Bill de Blasio agreed on a new plan for affordable housing for the site. The court battle, which began in 2009 and included consideration by the judge of racial segregation, concerned city-owned land in a triangular area at the border of Williamsburg, Bedford-Stuyvesant and Bushwick, rapidly gentrifying neighborhoods with large communities of Hasidic, Hispanic and Black residents. The settlement, to be filed on Monday in State Supreme Court in Manhattan, would result in the creation of around 375 units of affordable housing for some of the poorest New Yorkers at the so-called Broadway Triangle. It would give preference to residents from a broader and more diverse area than originally proposed, and include investment in counseling and legal representation for local residents who believe they were discriminated against while seeking housing. The city's priority has been to get the most affordable housing possible in this neighborhood, and to put this long-standing litigation behind us so this community can focus on the future, Nicholas Paolucci, a law department spokesman, said in a statement. "We're very pleased with the outcome." Juan Ramos, the head of the Broadway Triangle Community Coalition, the consortium of residents and local groups that brought the suit, called the settlement a model for other communities. "We as community folks do not need to be silent on the issue of rezoning," he said. "The settlement could have an impact beyond the corner of North Brooklyn that is directly affected," said Shakur Krishnan, a lawyer with Brooklyn Legal Services Corporation A, which represents the plaintiffs. "It comes at a critical moment with all these rezonings by the de Blasio administration in low-income communities of color," he said. "This lawsuit shows that the city is required to affirmatively further fair housing and not exacerbate segregation." Some of the same groups involved in the case are opposing a separate rezoning and development proposal for another portion of the area. That rezoning, on land formerly owned by Pfizer, received city council approval last month. Rezonings are a key part of Mr. de Blasio's housing plan, as they were for Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg, and so far have been concentrated in mostly lower-income and minority neighborhoods, such as East New York, Brooklyn, and Far Rockaway, Queens. Last week, the administration obtained city council approval for rezoning in East Harlem. In the Brooklyn discrimination case, a milestone came in December 2011 when the state Supreme Court Justice, Emily Jane Goodman, stopped the project and sided with the plaintiffs in finding that the proposed developments will not only not foster integration of the neighborhood, but it will perpetuate segregation. The original plan for the largely vacant area was conceived under Mr. Bloomberg and called for buildings that were around 6 or 7 stories high and included large apartments, two elements seen by opponents as tailored to the Hasidic residents, who typically have larger families and for religious reasons cannot take elevators on the Sabbath.